So welcome to the 95th Virtual Tech Day. Welcome you all on the behalf of ASIRT. So with this, I would first invite our President, Mr. Tushar.
Good afternoon all. I am first sharing my screen. Just a minute. So now can you see my screen?
Yes.
Good evening all.
चलो good evening all. पंकज भाई है ना तो पंकज भाई कभी भी अपना ग्रामर सुधारेंगे. Good evening all. Welcome to 95th Tech Day. I am proud to inform you that we have added 3 more members to our family and we are now 206 members family.
Lovely.
We have added Mr. Hitesh Shah of Icon Infotech, Mr. Amit Thakkar of Shivam Computers, and Mr. Jayesh Shah of Simolin Sales Corporation. We always say ASIRT is a family, not an association. For ASIRTers, other ASIRT member is always a family member, not competitor. I will like to congratulate Mr. Vimesh Avlani, Mr. Kshitij Kotak, and Mr. Arvind Dedwania to get recognition from Tech Plus Media. We congratulate Mr. Anil Bhavnani to tie up with Israeli company Orca Security to provide cloud security solutions. Mr. Lalit of Thin PC for kiosk installation at Goregaon Sports Club. And Mr. Kalpesh Jain of BK Infotech for installation of 100 plus cameras at Diamond Exhibition, and that also in 11 hours. Good. Taking an opportunity to introduce ASIRT to our new members and some first timers. ASIRT is an association of system integrators and retailers in the field of technology. It is based on 3 principal: partner, progress, and evolve. It was started in 2012 by 16 SI partners, and today it has grown to a count of 206 members. ASIRT members' key focus is serving end customer across verticals such as government, SMB, corporates, enterprise, education, and so on. They influence customer buying to a large extent. The total cumulative turnover of ASIRT member is around 2,500 CRs. ASIRT main 2 activities are TechDay and TechEDGE. These are the business related activities. In TechDay, we invite industry experts, writers, or speakers as Evolve speaker to help in the overall growth of members. Our today's speaker, Mr. Viral Chirania, TEDx speaker, will speak on creative thinking. Today, we have a panel discussion by our mentors, New Way of SMB Business in 2021. By joining ASIRT, members feel secure. ASIRT also helps them to resolve any issue with vendors. Our grievance team is headed by Mr. Nilesh Kadakia. ASIRT also helps members to resolve their tax queries. Any members having any query related to tax can mail to taxadvisors@asirt.in. Our advisor, Mr. Gaurav Save, will help him to resolve the query. From 15th of August, we have started our newsletter Pulse. It will be a quarterly newsletter. All members are requested to share any suggestion regarding the same. Any story, any views you want to post in our newsletter, please send mail to info@asirt.in. We all agree that today social media is an integral part of any successful business. Our IT team has done some phenomenal work to create ASIRT social media presence. We request all members to join all social media pages of ASIRT. Those who have not joined, please check link on screen and join immediately. To make collaboration possible among members, we have divided all members into 6 consortium. Being a small group, it will be very easy for members to get connected with other members. And I am thankful to all captains of all consortium for working hard and making it successful. Consortium captains are Achievers Rajiv Warrior, Consortium Conquerors Paras Vora, Consortium Tech Minds Nilesh Shah, Consortium Delta Force Avinash Bankeraika, Consortium Phonics Vishal Mehta, and Consortium Sixth Sense Rajiv Mamitana. Now it's time for important announcement. ASIRT Synergy. What is it? Wait, our chairman Tushar Parekh will give you details about ASIRT Synergy. So I'm just now handing over my mic to Tushar, and thank you very much members for listening me. Over to you, Tushar Parekh.
Thank you so much, Tushar Bhai. Really appreciate that. So this is a very important announcement for ASIRT, and I'm really proud and happy to say that we are starting with ASIRT Synergy. business conclave series, which is going to happen in on the October 22nd and 23rd at the resort, Mumbai. I'll just make you run through our presentation so that it will be easier for everyone to understand that. Can someone please enable my presentation? I think I don't have the co-host right. Karuna, are you there? Karuna?
One second, Tushar, I'll try to.
Yeah. You're the co.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Why is this not coming up? 1 minute. Just a second. Yeah, I hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, give me a second. How do you do this? Just a minute. Yeah. So guys, really happy to announce that we are starting our business conclave series called ASIRT Synergy. It is on October 22 and 23 at the resort in Mumbai. The beauty of the event is that we are calling in a lot of OEMs who will be giving their presentations. And we'll also be having media representatives or media editors who will be present during the event. This is an overnight event that we'll be having, as we've not been able to meet during this interim. This is the first event that we are going to be doing in person, wherein all our members can actually participate and meet each other and interact, as well as, the beauty of the event is that everyone will be in-person present and interacting with each other. Plus, we have a lot of other exciting things planned for all our members at the event. Yeah. So the idea of ASIRT Synergy is you connect and meet the ASIRT community in person. ASIRT popularity is on the rise, as seen by the growing media members and OEM willing to align with us. Acquaint yourself with OEMs in a variety of new fields, depending on what's your preference for, whether it's security or a couple of other solutions, systems, hardware, and share insights into market realities and how to capitalize on them. Economize on time and investment and sharing your story, your strategies and accolades with the people who decide and derive direct benefit from the market for you, and connect with media editors. So these are some of the key points what we are looking at having for ASIRT Synergy. And the other part being that can all go on mute, please? Hello? Yeah. So the beauty again here is that everyone will be meeting up in person, spending an overnight event at the resort at Mud Island. And we would be, as a ASIRT, it will gain a good visibility for us, as in terms of media coverage that we'll be doing during the event and pre and post. So I look forward to seeing everyone soon. Once the registration starts, I request everyone to register. This is the place where we are planning to have our event at the resort. And once the registration starts, it's a limited seat availability on first come, first serve basis. So request everyone to register in time so that we are able to consolidate and do the bookings accordingly. So guys, we are really, really excited to see you, everyone in person, and we look forward to meeting each and every one of you. And look forward to seeing you register soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tushar. I think everybody is so excited to see this event coming up after a long gap. I am not having met for a long time. And I'm sure people would start mailing us for registration details. So yes, we will be getting back to you separately on this very soon. So thank you, Tushar.
Sure.
So this brings us to
8,50,000.
Our members speak. Now we have our members for today, as they mentioned about the consortium. Tushar Shah also mentioned about the consortium. We have the first speaker from Consortium Achievers, Mr. Sharat Popli from Digital Glue. Over to you, Sharat.
Before I begin, I'd like to say thank you to the ASIRT Management Committee and a shout out to my friends in Consortium A Achievers, for all the good work that they're doing over there. I have to make special mention for Rajiv Warrior for the tireless efforts that he puts in to keep the team going. Hi friends, my name is Sharat Popli and I represent a company called Digital Glue. We are based in Mumbai, but we work with partners and users across India, as well as in a few other territories of the world. Our flagship product, Mail Vault, is an email backup and archiving solution that works with all mail servers. Mail Vault runs on Windows and Linux and can be deployed on-premise, in the cloud, or even in a hybrid mode. Our customers span basically practically any industry vertical you can think of, and they range in size from small 10-user companies all the way up to large organizations with 15,000 users and more. Every year, the volume of business email keeps going up. And along with this, so does the challenge of maintaining and managing this humongous amount of unstructured but extremely valuable data, which is where Mail Vault comes in. So if you want a centralized, secure backup of the entire emails of the entire company's communication, or you want the ability to search through millions of messages in a few seconds, be ready for rediscovery and compliance, reduce the overhead of your technical team, or simply save money by saving storage for backup and even reducing the mailbox sizes of your users in the cloud, then Mail Vault can help. All this and more. We'd love to work with you. If you'd like to pitch Mail Vault to your existing user base, or if you'd like to use it to open the doors to new customers, we'd be extremely happy to help. Please reach out to us. Till then, I wish you all good health and much success. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharat. That was good, brief introduction, but yeah, we could get the complete details of what mail, the importance of mail and having those storage as a structured solution. So here comes Kalpesh Jain from BK Infotech of Consortium Conquerors. Over to you, Kalpesh.
Good evening, ASIRT. At the moment, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude giving me an opportunity to introduce BK Infotech in the ASIRT forum. I, Kalpesh Jain from BK Infotech, we are a 15-year-old company with a credit of servicing 50,000 plus IT calls, 1,000 plus clients, 100 plus machines on rental, and 200 plus locations secured through CCTV. Our vision to be a leading organization in IT infrastructure and providing a comprehensive range of networking and security solutions and services to our customers. Our recent success stories, we have installed 100 plus cameras for commercial societies in Vashi and another for exhibition in Mumbai. The installation of 100 cameras for exhibition was done in flat 11 hours. Here, I am looking for a collaboration partner where we can partner for CCTV camera installation on behalf of your company. Signing off, Kalpesh Jain, BK Infotech.
Thank you. Thank you, Kalpesh. That was again a very good brief on your capabilities and the solutions that you offer. So this brings us to Consortium Tech Minds, and we have Ravi Jalan from Shakti Enterprises. Ravi, over to you.
Thank you, Kaustubji. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Ravi Jalan from Shakti Enterprises. I am proudly associated with ASIRT since very beginning. Our Shakti Enterprises is situated at JB Nagar, Andheri East, and its Shakti Enterprises was started in 1988, and we came into IT field in 1993. We are a typical system integrator, and we also started the channel business with the support of brands like Quick Heal, The Shield, Numeric, Microsoft, POSA items, and all other items. During pandemic, our focus was mainly to stick our existing customer base and our existing channel base. Thanks again for giving an opportunity to present Shakti Enterprises on the ASIRT platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. So we have Gnanesh Kulkarni from Delta Force, from Delta Craft Solutions. Gnanesh, over to you.
Hi everybody, good evening. It is a wonderful experience in ASIRT, and consortium activities and consortium idea is wonderful. This is Gnanesh Kulkarni from Delta Craft, having an experience of 30 years in business, basically focused on parallel products in CAD industry against Autodesk, and focus business of Adobe, Mailing Solutions and Coral. Thank you very much, ASIRT, for giving the opportunity. And I will like to thank Avinash as well. As a captain, he has done wonderful workability. And in collaboration, many orders have come to us through ASIRT. Thank you all those partners. One of them is Tushar Shah. Thank you, Tushar. All the best. Be healthy. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you, Ganesh. So be it. I mean, more and more of collaboration amongst partners. Good to hear that. So we have Hemant Sanil from Benchmark Computer Solutions from Consortium Phoenix. Over to you, Hemant.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
So my name is Hemant and I represent Benchmark Computer Solutions Private Limited. We are situated at Oyera Desai, Mumbai. And we are in this business for last 26 years, and we have been catering to corporates, small and medium enterprises, and large education institutes. As our name says, we are a solution company, and we have two divisions, namely the customized software division and the general IT infrastructure division. The focus is on customized software division, where we develop and implement different customized software, and these are purely tailor-made. Sometimes we require an IoT device or something of that sort, and we integrate those also. The other aspect of software is we develop products for the companies. These are web apps and mobile apps, and we actually use different platforms and technologies which will help the client in scaling up their products and probably have little of disruption or minimum downtime, which is very much necessary for a product type of software.
Right.
And coming back to IT infrastructure, like all of us are doing here, we sell pin and play of hardware, but to the customers whom we sell solutions.
Right.
And some core activity in hardware is we sell a lot of GPU-based clusters and servers. These are mainly used by education institutes and corporates nowadays. They use it for number crunching and artificial intelligence or their research activities. So designing a GPU-based cluster and a solution as per the need of the client is very important. So this is a short and thanks for listening, and thanks ASIRT for giving us this platform to really present this.
Thank you, Hemant, and wish you all the best. So we have now Mr. Pranav Badeka from PAL India Computer Training Private Limited from Consortium Sixth Sense. Over to you, Pranav.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen. I am Pranav from PAL India Computer Education. PAL India, the word would mean friend of India, and we do anything and everything that we can serve our country. So we are a 16-year-old company, 10 branches strong, and we have trained 44,000 students till date. We can train from MS Office to Power BI, C programming to artificial intelligence, graphic design to digital marketing, hardware to cyber security, and from anything to everything. Some of the corporate clients that we cater to are Navy, Army, Defense Ministry, Police, Coast Guard, Fortune 500 companies like Pilot Product, Tata Steel, academicians like Thakur College, Samoya College, Greenlawn School. Some of the CSR activities are with Rotary Club and Masum Trust. We work with lots of ASIRT members. We work with them on the revenue sharing model. So what do? Is we cater to their clients and we share the revenue with them. This is Pranav from Pal India Computer Education, Quality Training Assured. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you, Pranav. So now we move towards the event of the evening, which we have a panel discussion moderated by Mr. Jiten Mehta of Magnanimous Systems. The panel discussion topic for today is New Way of SMB Business 2021. So let me introduce the panelists. We have Mr. Ajay Sawant from Orient Technologies, Mr. Amanat Shetty from LDS Infotech, Mr. Haresh Gada from Network Tech Lab, Mr. Hiren Mehta from Unified Data Tech Solutions, Mr. Neil Shah from Inside Business Machines, and Mr. Saurin Shah from Hashtag Infotech. I would hand over the baton to Jiten Bhai to take over the panel discussions ahead. Over to you, Jiten.
Thank you, Kaustubh. I think so it was a great, I heard a member speak. I think it was very useful, and probably we never knew what our members, so many information, and I think so the collaboration will definitely help us doing this.
Exactly. Thank you.
So that's great. I think that we should continue this. This is a good idea of, getting our members know each other. Okay, friends. So good evening, and at least I am really very excited that now we are going to meet personally. Probably, I've started my own office after probably 18 months or 19 months. We have closed down in March 20, and we just started in probably 15th of September. And really excited to see a lot of new faces and a lot of things. So, announcement of ASIRT Synergy is a great step towards that, and I would thank all the board members in taking such initiatives where it is really exciting. At least I am very excited about it, and I'm sure as the announcement progresses, everybody will be very excited about it. So guys, let's wait for the announcement, and we'll have a great time there. And see, all these while since 18 months, we have been saying, I hope all are safe, healthy. So I don't want to start with that probably. Let's start straight to a positive note. So as we all know, COVID is, on a tail, probably its own tail, day by day. We are seeing it, and we all expect that it's going to be, normal shortly, provided the third wave or the fourth wave does not come in. And I'm sure everybody is back in a business the way we were doing, the pre-COVID days. So we thought this is a time probably, we should hear from our industry veterans and our own mentors that what is the change, what is the post-COVID change probably, and what is the business model which is changed now, what was pre-COVID. And, so we thought we'll hear from them, and we planned and we asked their time, and they were happily agreed for an, important hour, at a peak business hours probably. And they have all accepted. So let's hear, and I think so gain the most of the opportunity out of it. So of course, KK has already introduced them, but still as a moderator, I would just name them again probably, and I would request all the panelists to make your video on probably and get ready. Once we start, I will ask everybody to start introducing them. So I'll have Mr. Ajay Sawant from Orient Technologies. I have Mr. Saurin Shah from Hashtag Infotech.
Saurin Bhai is not on.
Okay, so Saurin Bhai will come. I think he has told me that probably he has some Dell event, the leadership event. But he said he'll, come in and come out probably. So we'll wait for him to come back. That's not a problem. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead. I have Mr. Neil Shah from Inside Business Machines, Mr. Hiren Mehta from Unified Data Tech Solutions, Mr. Hiren Gada from Network Tech Lab India, and finally our Mr. Amanat Shetty from LDS Infotech. So I would like everybody to be on a video, and probably all the rest of the members to be on a mute, and probably we'll start the thing. Karuna, can you make everybody mute please from your side as a host probably, so it will help us?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to our discussion probably. I would like, as usual, all the panelists to introduce themselves briefly, what they are into and what are they doing, and then probably we'll start our discussion on a new way of business in SME segment. So let's start. I'm not going probably on a name wise or a seniority wise or any company wise. Just let's start with Ajay from Orient, and then anyone can take over from there. Yes, Ajay, over to you. Just for introduction.
It is alphabet wise.
Oh, alphabet wise. Okay. So okay. Either Ajay or Amarnath, whoever wants to start.
AJ is first.
Okay, I'll start. So good evening, ASIRTers, and it's a pleasure to get associated with all of you. I am Ajay Sawan, CEO and Managing Director of Orient Technologies Private Limited. Orient is more than 29 years old organization.
One second. Ajay, 1 minute. Members, I request everybody to please keep on a mute. There is like disconnection then happens. The link gets break. Karuna, can you make everybody compulsory mute, and then we'll open for a interaction. Manish bhai, if you can.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
So that we'll open only when they want to ask questions. They can raise the hands.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Ajay. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Okay. Hope I'm audible now.
Yes.
So Orient is basically a 29-year-old organization having presence across the country, and we cater to the customers from various verticals, mainly from the data center and cloud space. Products, technologies is our bread and butter, but the jam comes from the services piece, and we concentrate more on the services piece more and more year on year, and we try to make sure that the services piece gets increased year on year. And that's what the small introduction about Orient. Over to Amarnath.
Thanks, Ajay.
Thanks, Ajay. Thanks, Jitin, for inviting for this panel discussion. Good evening, guys. This is Amarnath Shakti here, Managing Director of LDS Infotech Private Limited. As all of you know, we are a 22-year young IT company with operations in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Pune, and associates everywhere, right, all over India. So we are primarily into IT products, IT services, and cloud infra services. So we're tied up with the top 10 to 15 international software, hardware vendors, and cloud service providers. That's it. Thank you.
So Amarnath, you are always young. You don't worry. Everybody knows you. So you don't have to say that. Yes. Okay. Over to now. H comes probably to Hiren or Harish, whoever wants to start, please. Hiren, you take over.
I am actually pretty young on the block as such. While Amarnath claims to be just 22 years, I'm only 11 years in the industry from a point of starting my organization. While industry experience point of view, it would be 20 odd years. But I started Unified in 2010, and it's been 11 years journey as such. We are basically a system integrator company based out of western part of India. And our primary objective is anything and everything within the forte of data center. So, anything when it comes to compute, storage, backup, virtualization, application delivery, network, and security is what we work around. And we are predominantly to western part of India. Happy to help on any aspect.
All the member speakers who had spoken on the consortium, please mute.
Hiren, I can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was done with it. Not that I was.
Yeah. No. Actually, I was logged out of network, so I had to change the network, so I was not there. Okay, Hiren, Harish, on to you.
Jitin, I'm just reaching the office, so just ask Neil to start, or
okay. I'll just. So Neil, over to you, and then we'll take Harish. Neil, yes.
My name is Neil Shah, and I am chairman for Inside Business Private Limited. We started in 1992. We are operating from Mumbai and having presence in Pan India. We are system integrator, basically, right, to do anything and everything as far as anything and everything around data. So that is what our forte is. So infrastructure is prime forte of Inside. We also diversified into cloud services and other services. So this is what short introduction to Insight.
Okay, so if Harish is not reached, I think so we'll move ahead. Harish, are you there, or you can take up now? Or so anyway, by the time he come, I thought let me also take chance to introduce myself. Probably, I'm sure everybody knows me, but probably I'm the oldest in the industry out of all you listening. I started my business in 1989, so we are now almost 32 years old, probably in a system. And we are doing more on system integration, infrastructure, products and services. So as Ajay said, his products is probably the bread and butter for us, but Jam is definitely a service piece, and our focus is definitely on services. So that is my short introductions. We deal with Citrix, Microsoft, Dell, Innova, Cisco, Fortinet, Sophos. These are our core products, and rest whatever comes in, we definitely look at. So that's a short introduction of mine. Probably Harish, are you ready, or otherwise we'll move further and then when your chance comes, we'll give you a chance to introduce. Okay, so let's. Harish, can you start, or you want me to move?
Yeah, you can just start. I'll just come join in 2 minutes. You can continue.
No problem. Okay, so thank you all. I think so. It was wonderful, probably in listening to you, and I'm sure our members would be excited about the same and listening to your profile. And let's look at the time where we are today. So okay, so we'll start our discussion on our topic, and I will put a question which will be for almost every panelist probably, and you can take your time in answering this. So my first question could be is, do we think there is a business change or a change in a business model, and what are your views about it? That is what we would like to hear, and probably our members would like to know. So probably I think we can start again the same way. Probably Ajay, by that time Harish will be there. So Ajay, on to you. I'll just repeat the question. Do you think there is a change in a business model, and what are your views about it?
Okay. So I would not say the way the business is happening remains the same. Means OEM bills it to the distributor, distributor bills to the partner, and partner bills it to the customer. So that's the transactional methodology. But yes, more and more business happening on cloud. So the big change that we see is that rather than on-premise, people prefer to go on cloud for various reasons. So cloud journey is something which we all should adopt for all our customers. Start with small, start with any particular application, and then make a big jump. Don't try and do lift and shift of entire data center onto the cloud, because that's a risky journey for customer as well as you when you take a project. So the first change that I see is that people like to go ahead on cloud. Do it in bits and pieces. That's my personal advice. That's one change I am seeing it. Number two change that I'm seeing is that nowadays customer wants to have something like work from anywhere. So for their employees, for their vendors, they want to give the access from anywhere. And whenever we are having access from anywhere, I think the biggest challenge that I see is the security. And that is where the people should focus. So the second piece that we should always focus on is the security piece after cloud, that the way the customer will access their applications and data, it should be mainly in a secured environment. So security is the second thing which is coming up really well, and that's a point of discussion at most of the boardrooms. However, we talk about digital transformation. There are various ways and means to do the digital transformations. And every customer will have adopted a different way to do the digital transformation. But honestly speaking, digital transformation is the most abused word. Every OEM and every partner nowadays uses digital transformation as more of a fashion. But that's the way it is. What I see in our organization, we just say anything which we are doing a digitalization of a processes of a customer is considered to be a digital transformation. Okay, so it's not necessarily a data center transformation or workforce transformation, whatever the transformation we called it as. In simplicity, when I explain my team members what is digital transformation, So anything which is an automation of processes of a customer is a digital transformation. However you do it, it's up to us. How do we do it? Whether we are doing a modernization of their application, yes, that's again a digital transformation. So we try to make it simple for our sales guys to go and meet the customers and give it a very simple view of what is happening, what are the changes happening in the market. And these are the three things which generally we go and talk to our customers on various webinars or phone calls, whichever way that customer is meeting us. So first is cloud, second is security, and third is digital transformation. So that's the way the business is changing. So these are the three things that I'm seeing the change in the business.
So Ajay, I think thanks a lot, but thank you once again for the simplifying a digital transformation. Otherwise, I was always considering as a stateless. Okay, what is digital transformation? There is no definition. You decide what you want to consider. So I think simplifying definition is very good. I think thanks a lot. I think I would definitely like to get that back. Probably so. Amarnath, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Jiten. I think Ajay has already summed it up. Many things here. However, I would like to put some numbers in the frame. See, in India they say we have around 42 million SMBs, right? And out of that, 60% of SMBs want to be in web, online, and they want to be digitally present. So our customers, 60% of our customers in SMB want to be digitally present. So that's what digital transformation is the main thing now. And I think that is how the business is going to be in future. And all these SMBs employs around 106 million employees, right? And which is around 40% of Indian workforce. So digitization is happening, and as per all surveys done in the industry, it is going to be cloud, and it's going to be cloud security. And so the opportunity for all of us is there. And coming back to the model, of course, the model is changing. The business model is changing as everybody is embracing digitization. But our traditional selling process will be there. I think that is going to be there always. And one thing what we have learned in terms of business model for us as partners is, I think, in the last 1.5 years, we have everybody sold on the phone, right? So now ISCs, inside sales executives, strong inside sales executives are, back in this thing. So this is a traditional model, which is inside sales executives doing major business. All of us does business in the phone. So we have to improve our, business, our strength on inside sales, a strong, inside sales. That's how it is. As I said, work from home solutions, we have to give more and more work from solutions. When people are migrating to cloud security is going to be in, now. So we have to, upscale our technical skills, technological skills on cloud security per se, and the customer should find value. And especially when you are selling to SMBs, I think we will be talking to non-IT guys. So our interaction with non-IT guys and what is the value it will be showing to them and how it will improve their business, how it can improve their business. That is the validation we have to show out to them. So I think these are some of the things I would like to put forth. Jiten?
So Amarnath, thanks. I think a lot of insightful. I think a lot of research. Thank you very much for those numberings. Yeah. 106 million employees and 42% wants to be, digitally.
60%.
So
60%.
Yeah. Okay, so that has been good about it. So one thing, Amarnath, I would like to summarize on your view is that customers should find value.
Yeah.
I think this is a very important point, friends. We should note this: customers should find value in our proposal. And
we have to be different. We have to be advisors to the company. Okay, as somebody say, we cannot be in a vendor's jail, So I think we have to show our own solutions. We cannot stick to a particular vendor.
So one thing is value. So please keep this in your mind: value, and work on that. And second, very important thing is start investing in ISRS. What Amarnath is saying, Okay, without ISR is going to be very difficult because the world is changing towards online sales or telesales or whatever you say. So I think these two things, Amanar, I would put it aside right now, is what I feel is worth looking into. Okay, so thanks a lot, Amanar, for a wonderful view. I think so. Over to Eden Bhai, on to you.
So adding to what Ajay and Amarnath both said, I personally believe that the way of doing the business has changed drastically, and COVID has taught us that how work from home culture can be done, how to be ensuring that we still become relevant to our customers as such. And most importantly, what I have learned in this time is focus on your core. When it comes to cloud also, always ensure you have a mixed balance of hybrid, of on-prem as well as cloud as such. It has to be a hybrid model. Unless you are only referring to a very SMB segment, because today most of the customer whom we are catering are not only SMB, there will be some in mid-market, some in enterprise, some in SMB. So keeping a track of that, I personally believe you need to have a right balance of business in terms of hybrid business as such, wherein you have 60% of on-prem and 40% of cloud business. Eventually, it might lead to a different ways where it becomes 80-20. But if you, on day one, if you try to shift your gears to cloud, you will see a big shift in your turnover. So that's going to change your whole momentum. Also, the approach of approaching the customer is changing. As Amarnath said, there is a relevance of ISR much higher than what used to be at some point of time. The frontline sales guy become a bit stagnant as compared to what ISR would be able to get across. One of the most important thing which I have seen across is, if you see in this journey of 1.5 to 2 years of COVID era, customers are wanting to stick to a person whom they are knowing as such. I've hardly seen somebody entering into my account in this last 1.5 to 2 years, because customer has got that trust and we have been able to cater to their requirement in the tough times. They've got all that kind of support. So if you are able to manage that well with your customer, there is a big immense potential in market. The way the CAGR growth is happening, the way IT fraternity is growing within our country, because with Modi's vision of 2024 being a 5 trillion economy for India, IT has to grow. There are leaps and bounds, the growth will happen. How do you ensure you keep your pace along with this growth is what will matter. That's what will take you to the next level as such. 1.5 years journey of COVID, most important factor, how have you ensured your people have stayed with you? Because if you see with the way this growth has been happening, you will see a lot of churning happening in the manpower. So how you have behaved with your employee force, how have you ensured they are taken care, would take you to the next level as such, is what my belief is. And that's what is going to transform you from where you are and what you will be at some point of time. That's my take right now in terms of transformation.
Yeah, that's great. I think, Hidden, I would take 2 points. Is focus on your core. I think that's a very valued point, and probably have a mixed product portfolio, like hybrid sort of a thing, which will help you in sustaining such disruption in the thing. And yeah, finally, very important is extension of skills. Like today's, definitely I am seeing every day there are too many people leaving, even in my organization currently, and it is becoming very difficult. So this is a very, very important point, that how do you retain your skills could be with taking care of themselves, their family, or whichever way it is, and your behavior probably. So this is two important things. Thanks, Ijan. I think it was great. Neil, over to you, please. Neil, you are mute.
Yeah, as far as business model is concerned, it is changed 360 degree. That's what we actually witnessed in last how many years. But then what I see from past how many 30 years, every 4 years, there is some other way changes are happening. And all organizations who are there in business, they keep on moving with the time. So if I recollect .com burst, or maybe an era where internet was just entering, and we changed our entire business model, right? I mean, I remember I used to just manufacture PC and sell those PC market, and then after 4 years, that is 96, what we started manufacturing of PC, and then after 4 years we shut down that PC manufacturing business, and that was again a change. And I believe every 4 years, as far as Insight is concerned, we changed our business model. And if I see that we changed our business model, it was not by by choice. It was basically the way how industry was moving, how my customer was moving, what my customers demanding. And that is what the basic idea of survival, that every time you need to be in pace with your customer, every time you need to be in pace with time and what industry demand is. Last 2 years, of course, when we look at from COVID perspective, I must say that COVID had presented a kind of challenge that what we never thought of or we never encountered in our entire lifetime. And of course, I believe another 100 years, this kind of pandemic may come, may not come, but yes, we face those challenges. And today we see that we overcome these changes, the change of business model, like what Ajay said, or maybe Amarnath or Hiren said, they pointed out, like we are moving from on-field to telesales kind of operations. Come what may, it could be a CEO or chairman or a MD. We all are talking to them over phone. We're not going to their office in presence. We're not selling anything, and whatever we are doing as of now, that is what we're doing over telephone. So that is what a business model, a change in business model from past telecom industries. Therein, telecom is presence in this world from past so many ages now. But the real use of telecom, that what we witnessed in this couple of years, and that is how we change. And this is going to keep on continuing. We need to focus more on what is there as far as what is there, our core areas are, and we need to keep on continue by scaling our level of skill set within our organization. So 3 things that what Vidya Balan have said in one of her movie, that entertainment. So here now with this change in model, what I see 3 things are people, and people. How you keep your relationship with your people, that is what your employees, your talent pool, that what you have. How you maintain relationship with your customers, that is the second area, that what is going to drive your business. And third thing is how you're going to keep your relationship with your vendor OEM. So these are the 3 people who are going to drive your business.
Oh, Neil, that's wonderful. I think so. So PPP, we can talk of that, not the PP kit, but it is PPP, people, and I think so. It's our own talent pool, probably the customer and the OEM part. So that's a great thing. And one important thing I think so, members, we should note is probably what you said is every 4 years the changes are happening, and that's been true starting from probably .com boom in 2000. If you see, after every disruption or recession, then IT has been surviving. It's like a high tide and a low tide. And when the recession starts, probably we are getting good business or disruption. And after that thing waves get over, probably people start leaving. So we are in a different shape. So if you see 2008, 2014. Probably now 2021, I'm seeing is last year everybody I am sure had done a good business, and today we are seeing is a manpower crunch. I'm sure all of us are facing this crunch. So that's a part of a cycle, and it's only that how we ride this wave. The important is please ride the wave. And trust me, from March onward, I don't think again we'll be talking of a skill or a talent. Probably we'll be back to the business normal. So currently everybody's priority is only talent and skills. So great, Neil, for three.
So Jiten, I just wanted to add something that like what every 4 years when I was talking about. So this is a true event that what I'm putting it across in 2 shares. So every 4 years, हर 4 साल के बाद कुछ ना कुछ धमाका होता है. और हमें कुछ ना कुछ चेंज करना पड़ता है, and then in boardroom, I mean discussion, of course we now call it boardroom, but at that point in time just an my cabin or Piyush cabin where we go and एक दूसरे के कंधे पे सर रख के कुछ बोल देते थे. तो उसमें हर 4 या 5 साल के बाद ये लाइनें आती थी मेरे मुंह पे, that सूजी सी है कहीं कहीं से जिंदगी की सेतु बजी पड़ी है, क्या कहे क्या सुने किसी की, यहाँ सभी की बजी पड़ी है. तो ये हर बार और हर बार दूसरी दो लाइनें भी आती है, which is about hope. That उम्मीद से ही मिलेगी राह से तू उम्मीद की, उम्मीद से ही मिलेगी से तू राह उम्मीद की, उम्मीद से चलते हैं चिराग, उम्मीद से जलते हैं चिराग और उम्मीद से होती है रोशनी.
वाह वाह, very good, Neil, very good. So guys, this is important, you know, such a veteran in the industry. A lot of people we have got like Shad, like Neil, so everybody knows that probably. I would disclose Haresh's quality also, and we know Amarnath is a good singer probably. Of course, after a peg or a two down, he's a good singer. So, and Ajay is in a good, strong. See, everybody has got some of the, like Iran is good at finances, you know. So Ajay is very good at businesses, you know. So everybody has got good skills. So I think this is important, a mix, probably a hybrid of our own selves, you know, like with all the fields. So Haresh, over to you. I think so now I'm sure you are settled down.
Yeah, thanks, Jiten.
Oh, finally, thank you very much.
My meeting got delayed actually. Yeah, hi guys, long time and good to talk to you. And it's a pleasure. Thank you, Jiten, for inviting me for this panel discussion. So, like, those who know us or don't know me, this is Haresh. I'm from Network Tech Lab India Private Limited. So, me and Atul, both of us co-founded this organization, and we're driving this organization together. And so, when we say Network Tech Lab India Private Limited, we call ourselves, we are in the business of simplification in the areas where we have expertise. So, we call ourselves, so what we do is that we are in this business for the last 25 years, and we operate in predominantly in two areas. One is IT and another is IT infra. So these are the two areas where we operate and try to excel and how to bring the best out of it in this business. So we've been in this industry. We got multi-locational offices. We've been for last 25 years, and predominantly we are good in West. So western part of India, we are more predominantly operated. So we operate from West as in region, but we do pan-India work for all our customers. So been a long journey with ASIRT, and it's great to be associated with ASIRT, and thank you for including us as a part of the team. So here I'm talking about how we are. So after COVID, what I see is that, you know, things are transforming and improvising for a lot of things. As most of us talked about digitizations, we talked about security, we talked about cloud, we talked about bringing the new PPP. So these are some of the things that we heard about. So what the philosophy that drives Network Tech Lab, or we try to look into it, is the area of change management. So change is a continuous phenomena which is happening around us. And how do you see the change? So as I said, the core purpose or the objective is simplification. So now when I'm going and meeting a customer, what do I do? What is the pain area that I can simplify for the customer? What are the areas that I can take care of? So we operate in two areas. One is IT and another is IT infra. So we are just going to talk about both the areas. So whatever area you choose to get into, so what is it that you do for customer? So have you understood the need of the customer? Giving a solution, as we talked about value, what is the value customer is getting? So those are some of the new things that we need to understand. This is the philosophy of our working. So we try to simplify what our customer needs. And when you try to simplify, every day is a new challenge for you, because every day the customer challenges are changing. So today customer is having X challenge, tomorrow it will be Y. So what happens is that in the whole journey, you need to understand 2-3 things. When the customer is transforming, are you transforming together? So what is the self-improvisation you are building? So what we focus upon is the self-improvisation. Second point that we have to look into is the self-skill upgradation, whether it is improvisation from the existing perspective that we are into, and second is the self-skill upgradation. So then we try to identify with the customer whether we are working on a greenfield project or a brownfield project. Now, greenfield project is something which a customer is trying to put up a new project or a new office or a new area or a new work, or trying to put up a new setup. And brown is upgrading. A brownfield would be probably whether he is trying to upgrade the existing setup or not. So what is the automation he is going to require? What are the things that are going to, what are the pains they are facing? What is the automation they are going to put into it? Now, when you go through all these areas of work, so you try to find a simplified answer for the customer. Okay, these are the 10 areas where your processes is lengthy, or this is sucking more time. This is the area which is taking up your more money. These are the areas which are taking up your more resources. So these are the areas when you identify the pain areas and you work upon the solution to a customer. Customer doesn't buy a product. The customer buys a product to fulfill the needs or simplify his needs. So if you are working like a consultant to a customer, so he will obviously share his pain with you. He will work with you, and he will ensure that the things that he's going to do. He will ensure that you get the order. So whatever the products you suggest, he will always give an importance to it, because he is sure that you are the guy who is going to give him the solution. You are the guy who is going to solve his problem. You are the guy who is going to simplify his daily needs. So you need to focus as a consultative approach, and you need to focus upon this. Now, in this whole journey, when you go through this journey, you need to understand one thing. The first point which I said, self-improvisation and the self-skill upgradation. These are very, very important areas for each and every entrepreneur. So ask yourself, where do you stand? So you do a self-analysis, where do you stand in these two areas? Because self-improvisation or a self-skill upgradation is something which is very important for everyone to go to the next level. So when you try to, so customer needs are changing, the customer challenges are changing. So in COVID, work from home became a challenge. So have you upgraded from your skill, as Ajay said, work from home, so remote working, or have you changed your style of working, as Amarnath said, that he said, good ISR is needed. So do you identify what has changed around you, and do you implement those things? The whole things, as I said, we are talking to a team where they focus on SMB as a business. So now SMB as a business is very important for all of you, or even for everyone. So when you look into those areas, you need to understand skill development is one of the skills which you need to understand, and skill development comes with young team. So how many young people have you put into it? How many B or a diploma guys are you involving in your system? Are you giving them an opportunity to learn, or are you giving certifications and other things? So these are some of the areas which are very important for all of us. So you need to ask yourself, what is the area that I'm trying to do? So I think, thanks. This can go, but I think I'm done on this part.
Yeah. Thanks, Harish. I think so. Even probably the members are feeling there, and I have also written down this. The most important point is self-improvisation, an upgradation of skills and self-analysis. I think the self probably, as per Neil, it is a 3 S's. I think that's the one thing we would like to say, and of course, change management. Another important thing one should take up is that how do you manage that? Be ready to manage the change. Probably, can it be disruption technology? It can be disruption in probably pandemic like this. We should be ready to manage change and probably change as per the customer needs. So change management is not only for those technology disruption, but even for a customer's need for an hour. So that's how it is. Thanks, Harish. I think it was lovely, and I think now Saurin Bhai is back. Saurin Bhai, you're back, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just brief you what we discussed. We would like you to introduce yourself, and probably we had one question is probably that do you think there is a change in a business model? This is the two things I would like you to take up probably for the members' knowledge. Over to you.
Yeah. So I don't know what the background. I heard Harish. Talking, but I haven't heard the rest of the people talking. But anyway, just to introduce myself, I'm Sovereign, and I run a company called Hashtag. We've been in business since 1993, and actually I started business in 1985, so a good 36 years now into business. I've seen all cycles of software development, going down to peripheral imports, to peripheral distribution, to getting into system integration. And as I think Neil was saying, that every 4 years there's a dhamaka and you need to change. The fact remains you need to change, but the question is how much do we need to change and what is it that we need to change? So industry is definitely changing a lot. The way customers are consuming IT is a lot different than what it was in the past. But then it is a different for different segments, like SMB consumes it differently, corporate segment consumes it differently, and the enterprise consumes it differently. So when we talk of enterprise, then everybody is now talking that the shift is more towards the cloud. And rightly so. So, but also one thing which has come out clear that not every workload is moving to cloud. So the people are looking at more of hybrid solutions. So from a traditional business data center on-prem premises, that business will continue, may not grow, but that business is not going away. So I think, and one thing which I've learned in life that you just stay focused and keep on doing what you do best and add whatever little changes you can bring to the system and whatever your customer needs and kind of build on your core strengths rather than looking at 10 different things to do. So that is one piece of advice I would like to give. But when we talk of SMB markets and corporates, they still need a lot of support from the channel. And that is where our skill sets come in, where we can engage with the customer and help them simplify, as Harish was saying, or at least smoothen their operations and see how they can scale their IT requirements. So that is from the hardware perspective, but what is also implemented that now there are a lot of SaaS solutions, be it security, be it backup. So as a result, for a lot of SMB customers or corporate customers, they need not really buy on-prem equipments to do a lot of their data security work or data backup work, which can be basically on cloud. And I think those are some areas which you could look at, looking at some of those products which you can take it to your customers. And people will slowly move to OPEX then from CAPEX. So I think that makes a lot of sense in the SMB and the corporate part of the business. Other than that, yeah, focus on your services, build skills. As Hari says, employ younger people so they have new ideas. The young kids think very different than what we at our age are thinking today, and the way they consume IT is very different. And soon you will have a lot of young kids who are entrepreneurs and heads and CEOs to whom you will be selling. So I think we also need a younger force to go and market to them. Yeah, so those are some of my points which I would like to make.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Arvind. I think so it was great. And what I could gather is probably, as everybody is saying, is you stay focused probably and help customers simplifying their business. The most important thing I think so, I would like to take it up from here is the millennium thinking is changing. As you rightly said, their consumption of IT is much different. They want to start company, probably 2-3 years, look for an investor, give it away, move away, start another one. So yes, we need to get a new or a fresh blood into our own business. This is going to be a need of an hour. So I think that this is the most important thing we must, take in our mind is need of an hour is that we need to get a new fresh blood or a generation within our business. So we'll move to the next question. Of course, since we had a long discussion, a lot of things have been covered. Actually, next question was, what do you think is the need of an hour? Is it a really digital transformation or a returning of talent or a account receivable? So I think the digital transformation almost everybody has taken. I would like to take this account receivable, especially from a finance person, our Hidden Bhai and probably Amarnath, I think, who are generally very strong on this account receivable topic. So I would like to hear from them, and then probably I'll go to the other panelists for any other question. So Hidden Bhai, I think so. This is where we would like to hear more from you on account receivable.
So I think when you mention about account receivable, you mentioned about digital transformation and one third aspect of retaining the talent.
Yes.
From a business point of view, all works hand in hand, because one piece you are gone, the whole cycle will go for toss. Because at the end of the day, nobody is having an IP of their own as of now from a system integration point of view. Our business of IP base would not be more than 5 or 10%. And Ajay mentioned about services, Saurin Bhai mentioned about services, but that's revolving around someone else's product as such. Our forte is integrating the systems being manufactured by someone else. And in this forte, if you miss out on your cash management, then the whole cycle will go for toss. That's what my belief is. One of the reason what we believe the cash management can be taken care in a better way is understanding the customer process. If you see, most of the time our payment comes delayed, or it gets 30 days, 45 days, or whatever XYZ cycle people are trying to do. First, everywhere the proposal has to go with advance. That's the way our organization is working. Most of the time we are all under a pressure, or with the thought that by default customer will expect credit. In COVID times, if you see, a lot of distributors change their whole model with the SI partners, or with more of SMB partners as such, and they started demanding advance. And if you see, 70 to 80% of the partners started giving that, which means there was no issue of cash. It was all about putting it across your foot down. Because we are worried of losing that business, we are messing up on that part. So that could be the first thought which could be applied as for what I believe. Second thing is, even if you are bound to give a credit because of whatever XYZ reason, typically in a system integration thing, there is a project. So you need to bifurcate that project into deliverables in terms of delivering the product, installation of the product, migration of the project, and base your commercials based on that, as well as the payment terms based on that. Because most of the time we write on after installation. That does not work in today's market. Delivery point of view, you are taking material from some certain OEM or certain distributor, you are bound to pay. So the whole cycle will revolve based on that. Third thing which I was trying to highlight, which we have been doing in organization, is ensuring that we do delivery ourselves. Many times I hear from people that, why are you doing delivery? You outsource to a courier agency, everything manages, customer gets the material, it's fine. One of the reasons why we do every delivery by ourselves, it might cost them certain XYZ amount, but from a paperwork point of view, it has helped us a lot. I have never heard any of my customer coming back to me and saying that, look, I have not got your invoice. This material is not signed and stamped. This invoice is not. So you will not revolve around in the process at a customer side. This has changed the total DSO point of view from our side big time. I mean, if I see my DSO as an organization, it's not more than 10 to 15 days, which is a very astonishing figure, keeping in mind 250, 300 crores of a business, what we do. So my point is, if you know your customer, if you know your customer processes well, you know how the payments are processed, and you ensure your systems of accounts and finance are tuned based on that, it will make a lot of difference. As you've seen this disruption time, every money saved is every money earned. And most of the time, the financial cost, if you see at the end of the year, is much more higher than what you would have anticipated, because of we are more of like involved into transaction. We do business. We don't keep a track of how the payments have come across. And maybe we are okay with sometimes distributor charging us financial cost. But that money at the end of the year goes to a large volume. So keeping in track your account receivable is the most important thing. And certain ways, which I said, if people are able to manage, that makes a lot of difference, is my take on it.
Yeah, thanks. I think those friends, important thing is, let's ask for advance. Let it be 25%, 50%, 100%. But please do ask for advance and take a commitment from a customer, and bifurcate your proposal in terms of product, in terms of like on 80% on delivery, 10% on installation, and balance on whatever you want to. So bifurcate your product and services separately so that you can collect your money in time. Yes, Amanath. So Amanath will go little quickly because we need to wind up at 5:45, 5:50, so that we can have a little open session.
Sure. I think Hiren covered it like good. You know, advance is the main thing. I think all of us need to be in the same boat when you're speaking to the customers. If all of us ask for advance, customer doesn't, where will he go? That should be the policy, So you are, frankly speaking, in this pandemic, I never faced, outstanding problems, right? So we have a policy of know your customer, KYC, okay? So you have to maintain that for every customer. You should have multiple, contact bases in one customer's place. So usually your salesperson speaks to one or two people. So escalate it to the, senior people on that. Okay. And we have a policy of, a salesperson should collect advance at least from 60% of his customers. If he's getting 10 orders, he should collect advance from at least 6 customers. To make a policy, like this. And when you send a proposal to the customers, send it as 100% along with the order. 100% along with the order. Don't mention 100% advance. Sometimes advance is very derogatory for a customer, So twist it, 100% along with the order. So when you start with 100%, at least you will end up with 50%. So I think that is some of the things. And always maintain, we have a policy of, not giving or taking repeat orders from customers if there is outstanding of more than 30 days, 40 days. Okay, so we maintain this sort of thing. We understand customers' history. So I think outstanding is definitely important thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Amanat. Other panelists, I would just request in quickly if you can say one thing you have done to retain talent, or if you can recommend how do we retain talent? Because currently that is the biggest challenge for everybody. So Neil, Saurin, anybody can start, and just quickly we'll take, and then after this I'll have a last question probably, and then we'll give audience a chance to ask question answer.
Well, I'll start with retention of talent is something, like keeping your marriage going.
Okay.
So at times you compromise, or you let go something. Sometimes your wife let go something. But then one thing remains constant, that you give space to them. You give opportunity to grow. You give you share ideas how you can improvise on your own skill set, and that is what retention of how you can retain your talent. This is what I would say, that keep on giving opportunity to your people so that they can nurture their skill set, they can improve their lifestyle, and they can live their life at workspace as well. So these are the three.
Important thing is space, right, Neil? Give them space so that they
give them space. Yes.
That's a good thing.
Identify the talent and nurture them, and give them space.
That's good. Space is the important thing. Yes, Harish. You are mute, Harish. Okay.
Yeah. Hi. So like for account receivable, one thing that we have started is we stop services of the customers who are not paying us for more than 45 days or 60 days. So we write a polite mail to them, like, sir, we have not received your payment, and so we need your kind attention on the same. So this time, many a times this is working. No new order execution happens if the payment is beyond certain point, and this is how we are trying to get into it. So.
Okay. Yes, Ajay.
So Jiten, couple of things. First on the DSO or the outstanding receivables, simple thing that we do it, we send the quote, and below that we just mention 2% discount if you pay 100% advance. Of course, this is a finance factor.
That's a good thing.
This is not a product factor. This has to be as a completely finance factor. This doesn't work in government, but of course it works very well in banking and finance. BFSI sector, I have seen this is working really well because their cost of finance is pretty low than the 2% that we are offering, rather than giving those 30 or 45 days credit terms to them. It works, and because that's a lure. It's a carrot to we throw at them, saying that please give us 100% advance, and that's where the 2% discount we can able to offer you on overall billing. So of course they will retain the money for the implementation cost and all. They will not give that advance, and that's much understandable, but the product money is recovered immediately. So that's one thing. Secondly, retention is a wish list. Please understand, everybody wants to grow. We want to grow, our employees want to grow, and they will always like to grow. If you can't take care of their growth, naturally they will go out. So one has to be very human in nature, that yes, everybody in the system has to grow, and we need to accept that. It's very important to accept this, that to make sure that the people are growing, you make them more skillful, and they will keep on jumping. Means they will move from our organizations to probably the SIs or to the MNCs or to the OEMs. They will keep on doing that, and I don't see anything wrong in that. If we can't take care of their growth, they will take care of themselves. So of course, everybody would love to retain their people. As Neil said, treat them like your wife. See, wife की भी तो बहुत सारी requirements होती है. Neil, I'm sure, and we take care of all that. अपने को परवड़े या नहीं परवड़े, अगर वाइफ को रिटेन करना है तो वो सब करना ही पड़ेगा. So, I feel that yes, employees are important, but at the same time, we should give them a free space to grow. Okay, wherever they feel that their growth is, allow them to give them a free hand, keep them more skillful, and keep on working on their skills.
So a good idea on cash discount. I think I'll start implementing that. That's a good
it works.
idea. Yeah,
it works.
That's a good idea. Okay. So Savin, on to you on probably retention or so whatever you want to talk about. Quickly, 1 minute. Is Savin there? Again, he's gone in a dead. I think so. Okay, it seems he's there. Savin, can you hear us? I think probably okay. He'll be okay. So we'll take the next question once he joins probably. So I had a lot of questions, but I think so. The discussion is going interesting, and in the interest of time, probably I'll just say final question to. I'll start with Hiren so that he can leave because he has a call at 6. See, I would like all of you to tell us. See, our members would like to know, on what helped you to get to where you are today, basically. How have you reached here, and what advice would you have for our members to set off in a similar way? So, I would like to just hear from you one minute probably, or less than that, and then we'll open out for questions. So, Hiren, you can start, and probably then you can go for your next call.
Sorry, Hiren, could you just repeat? I lost you.
Okay, I said our members would like to know what helped you to get to where you all are today. And what advice would you have for our members or our friends to set off in a similar way?
I think what helped us across is our focus on our people. I mean, very honestly, it's been, as I said, only 11-year-old company, but our growth has been phenomenal, primarily because we thought our people were our asset. And starting from my office boy, who was the first recruitment in my company when I started in 2010, there are at least 60% of my staff which has been throughout the journey of 11 years with me. And that is what helped us across to grow in the phenomenal way in totality. Talking about 1.5 years of growth during this disrupting time, we focused on our core, we focused on what we felt was workable for our customer, and we ensured that despite whatever issues, we ensured that we took care of families of all the employees. In terms of vaccination, we were one of the first in the industry to get the double dose vaccination for every possible employee in their family. By May, we were through with the double dose as such, when the things were not even available that easily for taking care of the employee and ensuring that those employee base actually supported to our customer. And that's where it resulted in our business as such. And that's where which in turn resulted to our growth. So for us, it's been our people who has been our asset and which has helped us in this disruptive times to grow. And from a business point of view, we focus on our core of understanding. We focus on what is that core, what we understand and believe, giving a service model to a customer. VDI point of view, security point of view. So we never digress from our core. So it's people and focusing on our own core, which helped us sail through this times.
Okay, so two points is people and your core probably. So thank you very much, Hiren bhai. If you can stay with us for another 10 minutes, yeah, okay. Otherwise, you can leave your word hard stop. Thanks a lot for spending your time. Over to probably Ajay. Would you like to take up this? What advice would you give a piece of advice to our friends?
Okay, so it's not advice. I would say that, we are all grown-up people, and at this age, nobody like to take any advice because we have our own understanding of the business. Everybody is different. Honestly speaking, every business is a different business. So my take is very simple. Do best wherever you are best at. Okay, so wherever you are best at, do that best. Secondly, relationship. Relationship matters a lot, whether it's with your customer, whether it's your employees, or whether it's with your OEMs or vendors. So that's really matters a lot for most of us, because relationship will take your business to the new heights. I have been growing for last 29 years, and believe me, primarily I give that credit to the relationship we build with the various people. Okay, today also we would like to collaborate more and more with even colleagues of us who has been working in the industry, and we learn from each other. So that's something which is more important. Collaborative nature should be there. Competition is a part and parcel, but rather I would say, please do collaborate with the team. Okay, there are so many ascertains I can see having a fantastic products, fantastic technologies, and fantastic customers or the services they offer. If we collaborate with each other, I think we can able to do wonders in the life. That's the only the piece of advice that I would like to have.
Yes, thanks, Ajay. So I'll summarize as do the best, probably manage the relationship best, and I think so collaboration is what you are talking about. That's good one. Yes, Neil, over to you.
Well, I will put it across in a way that 3C. That is
okay.
what at core. So first C is for commitment, committed, be committed to quality of service. Whatever you deliver to your customer, always be committed that your quality of service is good. That is the first C out of these three C at the core, what we keep and what I would advise other to keep at core. The second C is collaboration. So be collaborative in nature, keep yourself open for new waves, new ideas. Collaborate wherever you think that it is better to collaborate for a skill than grow it in your own farm, maybe I say. So that is what the second C of 3C at core. And final C is keep your eye on compliance. You need to be compliant. If you are not compliant, like what Hiren said, that yes, I do, I do take care of delivery by myself. I don't, I don't rely on somebody else. And there were, he wanted to say that he keep eye on compliance so that the documentation is what a key part of it. Other side of compliance could be GST and government compliance. If you are failing there, your recovery cycle will fail, and ultimately you fail. So these are the 3C that what I would like that one need to keep it at core. And भाई लाइफ है, लाइफ को, जिंदगी को समझो, यानी अगर आप अपनी लाइफ को नहीं समझोगे तो आगे क्या करना है वो भी समझ में नहीं आएगा. कभी कभी मैं भी सोचता हूँ कि हम बेतहासा कुछ इस कदर दौड़े, हम बेतहासा कुछ इस कदर दौड़े कि दौड़ को ही जिंदगी समझ बैठे. तो दौड़ जो है, रेस जो है, that is not life. So this is a piece of advice to my peers.
Lovely shairi, Anil. So 3 P's and 3 C's probably. Out of this, probably, one of the C, collaboration, is what ASIRT believes in. So good point, Neil. Probably Harish and Amanat, your view, please quickly. And then if Sovereign is back, probably we'll hear him, or we'll just open for 1 or 2 questions.
Yeah, Jitin, maybe I can so what I believe is we all started small, and I think we have to think big, right? Start small and think big. And second is, don't try to do everything by yourself. Have a team, delegate, have a team. Okay, and what I believe is every year increase your team by 15 to 20% so that you have growth. Okay, if you try to do on yourself with a limited team, it will not help. I think put back whatever profit you have, some percentage back into the business and grow the business. That's how that's how I think all of us has grown the business. And as Neil said, be compliant. Anything government compliant, have a good sleep. It is not worth changing anything on compliancy. Okay, and do the things differently. What you bought, what has bought here will not take you there, right? So you have to do the things differently if you want to go to the next level. And take care of your people, and business will be automatically taken care. Okay, so you must have a team and take care of them, and business they will take care. You have to drive the business to the team. Okay, and think long term. That is how it is. Okay, so these are some of the things I think.
Good point, Amanat. Yeah. I think so. Important point I would like to highlight is please delegate work to your team rather than you doing. Instead of becoming ourselves a manager, let's be an entrepreneur and have a visionary. That will help us grow a business a lot, probably. So good point, Amanat. Finally, Harish.
Yeah. So what I've written down for you, I mean, for all of us, is like, what we actually do is like what we do and what works for us, and the sharing with you. So invest and reinvest in technology and people. So what happens is that you reinvest into the training, certification, skill developments. And what is more important is whatever products or whatever OEMs you're associated to, whatever skill you want to develop, go for the demo products, get those demo products, implement those in your offices or whatever customers you want to get into. And that makes your team very comfortable with those products and solutions and services. So what you will be able to give solutions based on that. Focus on process implementations, which simplifies a lot of clutter in your offices, and it doesn't suck a lot of your time. So whatever skill development you do for your team, whatever work you do for your people around you, any new business that you start will take at least 3 or 3 years minimum to get to a normal stage. So any additional area of business that you're trying to get into will take at least 3 years to stabilize. So have patience and think long term is what Amarnath said. So I think that is the way to go ahead. But please reinvest into a new areas, additional areas of business. Start small in whatever thing. Consider yourself as a young startup entrepreneur and continuously look into new areas to restart your business again and again. So that will help you. Thanks.
Good mantra, Harish, invest and reinvest. I think so. We must remember this mantra, invest and reinvest. Saurin, are you back or?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, so last year we probably just quickly and probably we'll have one question and then probably wind up.
No, I think everyone has said it. Not left much for me to kind of add to value to it, but I think one thing we can add is have the right attitude. Right
attitude, great.
So I think a good attitude to life, good attitude to people, good attitude to customers, that will make a difference. But I would like to ask a question to the audience that from all that we said, how much is really applicable based on your size or based on your number of employees or based on your size of business? How much you think you can implement within yourselves, or you think that whatever Gyan has been delivered to you is not really applicable to your size of business?
So it's a question to audience, other way. Panelist to audience. Great. So this is a new change, probably a new business model, new discussion model. So anybody would like to answer this? So they can unmute and answer.
May I, Jiten bhai?
Yeah, sure, but quickly, Tushar, because
so Saurin bhai, I will say it may not be as per your magnitude or something like that, but at least some part we can pick, like a relation with the employee and that finance things and all that is applicable for us also, and we can fix some things and we can grow. So I think some parts are really very useful for us.
Great, nice to know.
Yeah, so good one, Tushar. I think so you summarized it well. So probably I think we have 3-4 more minutes before I thank the panelists. If anybody has any question, I can read few questions here. So if you can answer, rather ask the question instead of I reading it out, it will be better. One of you probably can just take one question. Rajiv, Mamidana, you want to take, or Rajiv Warrior? One of you can take a question, whatever you want.
Yeah, Rajiv here, Rajiv Mamidana here. Just a question from my side. I think we always end up as entrepreneurs into a contradictory situation where we always say, let's build skills, let's invest in resources, and on the other side, we also have the contradictory point of specializing into 1 or 2 things and doing them much better than anybody else, right? So how would you, as stalwarts, having spent 15-20 plus years in the industry, how have you tackled such situations earlier? Because I'm sure all of us would go through those situations, and the team is also very limited at this point in time, and the situation is probably not the best to increase the team. So how do you tackle these contradictory situations?
Okay, I will answer this, Neil here. So Rajiv bhai, the point out here is very simple in a way, like Ajay Sawant pointed out, that do whatever you do best within your capabilities. That is what the first point you need to, or we all need to keep in mind, and that is what we all are keeping doing. We all are kept doing over past whatever 20-30 years. Now we first identified our core areas, and then we stick to those core areas and started adding the flavors to it. बिरयानी बनानी है, बिरयानी आती है, बिरयानी बनाते हैं और उसमें फिर अलग-अलग फ्लेवर्स डालते जाते हैं जो हमारे कस्टमर को अच्छा लगता है And that is what I did, we did, that's what I believe. And I think we can, you can also do the same thing. Focus on your core. You need to identify what thing you can do best, and then build your entire empire around those core skill set that what you have. Like what Hare said, reinvest in your people, technology. That is what comes once you identify what you can do best. Hope I answered.
Sure. Thanks,
Okay. Yeah. So I'll take one question. I think I really liked it because probably it is.
Jiten bhai, I would just
Yeah.
I just want to,
Sure.
like there was one point he said the timing of the business is not good or to reinvest or upgrade the team. So this is what I think Rajiv said. So मुझको सिर्फ यही कहना है, there will always be two situations. Either your business is doing good or your business is not doing good, probably. So if we are in a situation one, please reinvest into the system. Even if your business is not doing good, you have to push a restart button and you need to create a plan to ensure that जैसे हमने first time चालू किया था ना business को, उस हिसाब से काम चालू करना पड़ेगा. Because end of the day, you need to reinvest into technology, people and team. तो कोई भी business, whenever the best time to start or reinvest is the time when your business is doing good. क्योंकि तुम्हारे पास तभी surplus पैसा है, surplus resources है, surplus things are working in your favor. So that is the best time to do it. But what happens is many a times जब everything is working good, people just forget it and वो थोड़ा पैसा diversify कर देते हैं, कोई ऑफिस में, घर में, इधर उधर कहीं पे कुछ second house ले लिया या और कहीं पे चले गए या पिकनिक पे चले गए. So best time is that when your business is doing good, first give priority to expansion of your business by putting some money into like training your resources. Suppose if your business is not doing good for anybody or is you feel that is having a stress, I would suggest उसको एक बार reset button दबा के identify your area and get into one technology which you feel जिसको आप है ना 1 साल 2 साल में nurture करके next level पे लेके जाओगे.
So good, very well simplified, Harish. I'll just
I
take
want to
last.
add one point on this, which we have been practicing. I don't know whether logical to all of them or not. One of the points which I feel is to retain the talent, which is a problem which we are seeing across the industry. Because now, if you see TCS of the world and all the big forces of the world are wanting those kind of resources, what we've been having at, let's say 6 lakhs or 10 lakhs kind of an implementation, they are all ready to offer them 11 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs, whatever XYZ. I think one of the things what we have changed is giving a sense of ownership to our employees. What I mean by them is we have started telling them to be a part of organization is a profit sharing. So we have our business model where 20% of our business profitability has been shared amongst our employee over and above their CTC. So I don't know how viable it is for everyone's business, but if you do that, they will start feeling that it is your own business. And once you give them a sense of entrepreneurship, it makes a lot of difference to them.
So, Hiren, you are right. I think at least I am following that practice. I suggest all to follow. Let it be 5%, 10%, 20%, but do follow. I think that will help. I'll just take last question quickly because I like that question, which is very relevant to today's discussion, which is from Kaustubh. Do you like to get challenged, and how do you react, especially by the young generation? How do you react, especially by the young generation? I think this is a very relevant question because all of us are getting a new blood. People like me, Ajay, probably Savrin Bhai has already got second generation in the business. So I don't know. I would prefer probably Ajay or Savrin Bhai to answer. Probably I can also add something and onto that because the second generation is already in the business, in our business. So Savrin Bhai, would you like to just highlight quickly onto this?
Sure. I mean, inducting youngsters in the organization, you have to be ready to accept their thought processes because they think very differently and they are quite upfront in their dealings. They don't like all this hanky-panky businesses. They don't like to kind of bow down to OEMs or customers. They are saying we are giving you service and we need our share of the businesses. And when they are dealing with their friends, they are able to get their terms. So it's a different way of doing business, but then every young entrepreneur I've worked with or I've bought services from them, they're very clear in what they want and how they want to offer. I mean, irrespective of that generation gap is there and the way they do business is with far more clarity. So I think that is the big change which is coming in.
So I would agree with you, Sonia. Actually, I would like to add here because I've got my son in the business in the last 7 years. Probably now he's escalated to a director level and all. But yes, 4-5 years back, it was really difficult for me to accept his ideas and his way of operation. But currently, after last 3-4 years, I really feel that I think they have a better sense of business probably because they, as Hiran said, they only talk of advance. His 90% of the customers are 100% advance. 90% of the customers today, like yesterday he picked up an order worth around 15 lakhs for a Cisco with 22 weeks of delivery, Saurin bhai, and 100% advance. I've been thrilled with this, and I really feel that their way of business we should listen and probably try and implement because the generation gap is really great. So anyway, we can have this discussion continue, and I'm sure everybody would enjoy this. So we will close it here. And friends, thank you very much. I think to the audience, first of all, the members, for a patience listening, and I'm sure you will get something out of it and probably try and implement within your business. And if you do well, we'll be really happy to be, okay, kahin na kahin humne bhi support kar diya aapko. So that's going to be our, a return gift from this thing. So please do implement and come back for any of the queries. Second thing is I would like to announce is, see, we are running a consortium and a mentorship program. All the 6 esteemed mentors have accepted to have a rotation. So what we have decided is every month or probably 45 days, we'll have one mentor speaking to one consortium. I think so. What we will do is here, probably we will ask consortium to give us a 1 or 2 days